Hello. Welcome back to Pinky Hooks. I am your host, Shania Lancaster. Yep. And this is something new with tea, food, conversation, or tea, coffee, food, conversation, whatever you want to call it. You never know what I'm going to be having. Today, I'm not drinking tea or coffee, and I'm not eating. I'm just having some good old-fashioned ginger ale. I didn't want any tea or coffee. Yeah, so anyway, I know it's been some time since I have recorded a conversation piece on Sunday, and yeah, sometimes I just don't have anything to say. And my dad always said, hey, if you ain't got nothing to say, it's okay. It's okay to be quiet. And it is. I'm just not one of those people that will force a conversation. If there's nothing to say, I just don't have anything to say. Yep. And you can appreciate that, because nobody likes when someone's talking and you know that they really don't have anything to say. They can't stand to hear silence. Yeah, some people. But anyway, so before we get started on today's topic, I just want to say, if you are new to watching my channel, welcome, okay? And if you're trying to figure out what this channel is about, it is about crocheting. It is about yarn. It is about yarn reviews. It's about food and conversation of anything. Pretty much, I kind of keep it light and easy peasy. I don't get into anything heavy with politics or world affairs. Well, I wouldn't say world affairs, but politics and religion. I'm talking about like the heavy stuff. No, we got enough of that. There's a million channels and newspapers. You can go ahead and fill your head. I like to keep it light, and yeah, because I don't want to get into that. But anyway, so you can relax, just in case you're wondering, like, I don't want to get anything heavy. Ain't nothing heavy going on here. And also, sometimes I have snippets of my pet rabbit, Ruby Sue. Yep, true statement. So anyway, that's what this channel is about. And if it's your first time watching, I hope that you stick around for this conversation. Welcome. So folks, I know it's been some time since I recorded, like I said, but oh, so much has been happening. There are so many topics to talk about. But one that's standing out in my mind is work potlucks, work spreads. And let me explain to y'all that right now, since, Thanksgiving has happened and Christmas is on the way, potlucks and spreads can happen at any time of the year, but we all know that they start getting really, 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 really heavy at this time of the year. Food is something that's supposed to bring people together, right? Yeah. Can we all agree on that? Yeah, I guess. Food is kind of like a bond, But in my case, and I'm pretty sure that I'm not alone, food at work can be a divider. It can. Yeah, it really, really can. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, folks, if this may seem judgmental, but I am not a fan of spreads or potlucks. At work, I'm not, because I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I have a fetish about potlucks and spreads at work. And when I say fetish, not that I embrace it. It's like anti. Yeah. If you want to see me control myself around food, mention spread or potluck at work. Matter of fact, if my life was like that, man, I'd be skinny, because I'm not a fan of it. And it's because I don't know what everybody's doing in their kitchen. I don't know how your kitchen is. I don't know how you prepare foods. I just don't. And I've seen too many potlucks, go so bad. Go so wrong. In my years of working, you know, especially at corporate, I'm not a fan of it, okay? The bosses will try to make you believe like it's a team building activity. It's supposed to bring us closer together. It don't bring me close together. Actually, what it puts me in a bad light, a really bad light, people. It does. You guys are like, oh, Shy or Shania, whatever y'all call me. You're like, yeah, we like you. Yeah, you like me because you see me crocheting. You see me doing these crazy topics or whatever, you know. I might make you laugh. Some of y'all, I might get on some of y'all nerves. I mean, I might, who knows, but nevertheless, what I'm saying is you're seeing me in that light, okay? You're not seeing me interact with other people. So keep that in mind, you know? And that's not to like deter you away from me. No, what I'm saying is this is just a different aspect that you guys don't get to see. And I am really picky about eating other people's food because I've seen people that I work with past, you know, especially more so in the past than in the present, but more so in the past. I've seen people do some nasty things and they may not be aware of it. And that sticks in the back of my head. It's like I take a snapshot and it's like, you know, like virtual memory. Like I remember. And so when people start saying, let's have a spread, let's have a potluck, I'm like, no. Now there's different reasons why I don't like spreads and potlucks. Okay. Like I said, we're going to cover some of them. So one is hygiene. Okay. Everybody does not prepare their food the way I do. And, you know, vice versa. I'm sure somebody else will say, well, she does this and I don't do that. Okay. I'm not talking about like how you cook something. Like if you say, well, you know, I boil my ribs first and then I throw them in the oven. You know, that's something that like people on the East Coast do. That's how I grew up with, you know, we boiled our ribs, you know, and, you know, some vinegar and stuff like that. And then we threw them in the broiler, actually, you know, I mean, and then it was Texas. I mean, people in Texas laugh at me because they be like, ugh, you boil ribs, because they just take it out the package and then throw it on a grill. You know, I mean, that's what they do. They grill. They, you know, well, what I'm saying is I'm like, Lou, we didn't have that kind of weather up there. So that's how we prepared it. I'm not talking about those kinds of differences. I'm talking about hygiene differences. Okay. You want me to give you an example? Because I know that's what you're waiting for. Meat washing. Yeah. I'm sorry. If somebody says, hey, I'm going to bring some chicken. Okay. I like chicken. But I have seen people, or I have heard too, of people who will take meat straight out the package and season it up. And I just be like, what? Some people do that. You know, God, oh man, I hope I don't lose any subscribers to this, but I'm sorry, I just gotta tell it like it is, y'all. It's my fetish, okay? It's my hang up, you know. If you do that or whatever, just, hey, it's me, it's not you. It's just, yeah, there's just certain things that people don't, you know, like I just be like, you're not gonna watch that? I'm like, do you understand that leg got chopped off, some feathers plucked, and then they put some plastic wrapping on it, and they was just like, here's $9.35 a pound or something, and you took it home and took off the wrapping, and you just threw it on the skillet in the microwave. I just be like, Okay. Those are the kind of things that I just be like, oh no. And then there are other things that I see around the office, like if I see people play in their hair all day, they're digging in their hair, whatever. They keep a nasty desk. You know, I'm talking about not paper and clutter. I'm talking about you keep a nasty desk. I'm seeing coffee stains on your desk. You don't ever want to wipe down your desk. You know, I see you eating, you know, like Doritos or cheese puffs. You know, you get that orange, you know, powdery substance on there and it builds up on your fingers or whatever. And you, and then you pick up the phone. Ugh. See, I'm thinking about that. You picked up the phone. I know you're saying, well, Shine, it's their phone on their desk, so it's their germs. I'm watching you. And you pick up that phone and then you hang it up and then you start typing on your keyboard and then you put your hands back in the bag. Oh. Ah. This is nasty, man. I'm sorry. So if you're saying, Shine, get to the potluck, I am. I'm in the potluck subject. The potluck subject, because I have watched you with your I watched how you've eaten your own food. And then in my mind, I'm thinking, damn, if you're doing that with a bag of cheese puffs or Doritos at your desk, you want me to trust that you're going to put your hands on something and then bring it in to work? And then you be like, bon appetit. Not I, said the Pied Piper. No, I will not eat it. Sorry, I'm not eating it. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm going to have to be pretty damn desperate to eat that. Just can't. I just can't. I'm sorry. And it is little things like that. Or, God forbid, I'm telling you, I have had plenty of Seinfeld moments in the bathroom. What does that mean? Like when I'm in the bathroom at work, you know, I go in the bathroom, you better not let me have like identified your shoes when I first walked in and I had to go pick a stall. Because if you exit first and I don't hear you washing your hands thoroughly and I recognize you, virtual Mimi, chink, chink, chink. You know what that sound is? Chink. That's me taking a virtual picture and storing it in the back of my head, and I'll forget about it. I'll forget about it until somebody says, oh, we're having a potluck. And I start looking at that person like, oh, I remember back in February 2019, you didn't wash your hands. I won't be eating from your tray. I know. I'm sorry, folks. I know y'all like Shania. I cannot believe that you're having this conversation. I just had to share this with somebody. Why am I sharing this with somebody? Because there's a potluck coming up at work. Now, if you want to know how I handle these, again, I'm so not, you know, I'm sorry, but how I handle them is there are certain people that I eat from. And there's certain people I don't eat from. And I'll just be like, yeah. And if you're wondering how did I ever get to eat from those people, I had to watch their habits as well. Yep. And then over time, then, you know, I'll be like, okay, yeah, I can get down with you. I'm cool with you, you know? Yep. That's how I figure it out. But I've had some crazy experiences. Now, I'm going to tell y'all a little story. This is a true story. And I know y'all always hear me say, people, this is a true story. I can't make this up. And that's true. I can't. I cannot make this up. So when I first moved here to Texas, so this has been a while back because I've been in Texas since 2002. Yeah, anyway, when I moved here, we had a spread. We were doing monthly spreads at this one job that I had. And I'm not going to say the job name or anything like that. And again, I'm not going to say the person's name, nothing like that. But anyway, so every time that we had spreads at this particular job, we would have a theme. Okay. So this one theme was, it was like a Tex-Mex theme, you know, so you're talking about foods like, you know, tacos, tamales, you know, enchiladas or whatever. Okay. So I was just like, cool. You know, I love Tex-Mex. Well, you got to think about what goes on a taco. What do you got? You got lettuce, tomatoes, cheese, you know, salsa, whatever. And everybody had put their food in the break room, okay? Everybody started bringing their little casserole dishes or whatever, you know? And so I was like, okay, cool. So I brought my stuff in there and I set it down. And I was just like, okay, let me go to the bathroom before I'm ready to eat. I got to go to the bathroom and I'm going to wash my hands and then boom, go back to where the spread was. I come out to wash my hands. Now, you know, at work, you got like a long counter of, you know, like different sinks or whatever, but there's counter space. And I'm washing my hands and lo and behold, there is one of my coworkers standing next to me with a tomato on the freaking counter. Now, wait a minute, give me a moment. Because it's coming back. I can't even believe yeah. I still can't believe that woman thought that it was okay to have a tomato on a counter. What she was doing was she was dicing the tomatoes for the toppings on the taco that everybody was going to eat. Yep. True statement. I'm trying to tell y'all folks, I cannot make this up. And she had the nerve that when I'm washing my hands, she was just like, hey, Shy. She was just like, is everybody starting to eat? And I was just like, yeah. And so she was just like, tell everybody that I'm almost done cutting up the more tomatoes. We ran out of tomatoes. So I can't help myself. I can't walk out the bathroom and not get down to the bottom of this. I was just like, what are you doing? And so she was just like, yeah, we ran out of tomatoes. And I'm like, no. Why are you not doing it in the kitchen? She said there was no more room on the kitchen counter. And I didn't want to like just take up one of the tables where everybody's eating to cut up more tomatoes. She said, I didn't want to take up room where everybody's eating. So you came into the bathroom? And then it gets worse. She then says, this is what I have to do at home all the time. She said, because my husband and my kids, she is just like, sometimes they won't get out of the kitchen. And the only way that I can get things done, sometimes I just go into one of the bathrooms, just wipe off that counter and then finish dicing up stuff or whatever, or doing whatever. And then she takes it back out. Wrong. Soon as I heard that, I was just like, this is so bad. I'm telling you, this was when I was younger. So I was like a little bit more of a hellraiser. I'm not proud. I'm not proud of that behavior. Nevertheless, let me continue with this story. So I'm like, oh, okay, see you around. I go out and I was like Paul Revere. I was like, I damn near was slapping tacos out of people's hands. I was just like, don't eat that. At least the people I liked, you know, anybody else I didn't like, I was just like, whatever. But yeah, I was like, don't eat that. So-and-so was in the bathroom right now, cutting up the tomatoes. So some people was like, oh, and they was throwing it down. And then other people was just like, well, yeah, but mine was, I saw her when she took it out the refrigerator. But then I had to proceed to tell the story a little bit. And I'm like, no, sometimes she do that at home. Now, I know y'all probably sitting there saying, Shine, you probably shouldn't have said anything. I shouldn't have. And if you thinking that I should not have said anything, you may want to go back to one of my videos where I talk about passing a note. And if you don't know what passing a note means, and like I said, you're new to the channel, you never seen that episode, what that episode clearly stated is that when you see something wrong, be kind and tell other people, like warn other people. You don't, I mean, come on, think about it. That's like a sexual predator moving to the neighborhood. If you know you got a sexual predator and you know that that guy is guilty, you not going to say anything to your neighbor who got 10 kids? I'm just saying. And if y'all like Shine, that's the extreme. I am extreme sometimes when I'm trying to get my point across. But anyway, back to the story. Yeah, that really happened. Now, I couldn't help the people that ate. And let me tell you something. I was mad, y'all. I was mad because I'm a taco junkie. You say Taco Tuesday, I'm on it. Okay? I love tacos. I love Tex-Mex. I was disgusted when I saw that. I was disgusted. Yeah, I was. So that's just one. And that was my welcome to Texas spread, pretty much. Damn near. I was just like, oh. And again, when I was younger, I was thinking to myself, is this how y'all get down? But then I was just like, okay, Shine, come on. You've seen people do crazy stuff back, at the other jobs on the East Coast too. I'm telling you, you don't know what people are doing in their kitchens. That's like people back in the 70s. That when smoking was cool, and for anybody that's like my age or older, you know what I'm talking about. Now, if you're younger than me, and keep in mind, folks, I am 50, you're younger than me, and you're just like, what are you talking about? Back in the day when smoking was cool, because there was a time when smoking was cool. Go figure. So when smoking was cool, there would be like women, and men with a cigarette hanging out the side of their mouth, and the ash part of the cigarette would just be hanging on. That means if you blink or you sneeze, that ash would immediately fall off the cigarette. And they will be in the kitchen frying up some eggs and bacon, talking about some breakfast is ready. And it's ashes. If it didn't fall completely off, there's little pieces of ashes, I promise you, that's flying around. Yeah. And that's in the kitchen, on people's food. Yup. This is going to be a long topic, folks. Okay. So, moving on to the next part of crazy hygiene. Women and nails. I love nails. Y'all know. Now, right now, y'all see my little nails. I still got a little bit of paint from the last ones, only on the middle ones. But I'm in the process of taking off or changing out my nail tips, right? So anyway, yeah. So those are my natural nails or whatever. Okay, I try to keep them super duper clean. Anyway, women with nails love nails. Short, long, whatever. But I do watch that when it comes to preparing food, because you got to think that especially if you got long nails, that food and bacteria, if you're not keeping that clean underneath there, they may look all nice and, shiny and slayed on top. But then if you turn over your hands, I have seen some women's nails underneath look like they had basically dug themselves out of a shallow grave. It'd be so much dirt underneath their nails. And I'd be like, ugh, Jeez. It's just, and then you come in and talk about I made the deviled eggs. And I picked deviled eggs because deviled eggs is a food that you know that they had to touch it. They had to touch the egg. They had to peel the egg. You know what I mean? You had to get in there with your nails. I just be thinking to myself, nah, yeah, I'll pass. I'll pass on those, you know, again, because there are a lot of people who they're not going to use food gloves when they're working at home. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just have a problem with that. Again, there's another issue that I have, and I talked about it earlier, and it was the hair. There's currently someone that I've seen at work. Don't worry, they're not subscribed to this channel. And they pull their hair out all day. Their hands is always in their hair. And the hair is on the floor. It's literally on the floor. It's like balls. It's like tumbleweeds. Tumbleweeds. And I keep thinking to myself, yeah, this person might bring in food. They are going to bring in food. I won't be eating that. People can't help the fact that they have long hair. That's not a problem. And not to mention, I'm old fat. Y'all seen it in my videos where when I was doing the cooking, and it might have been 1 or 2 videos, but I promise you, when I'm cooking for other people, if I'm bringing something to a spread or somebody's like, hey, Shy, can you make me something? Guess what? I'm putting on a scarf. It won't be a hairnet, but I'm putting on a scarf, a bonnet, a hat. I'm covering up my hair. And you guys have seen me in past videos. I put on an apron. I like an apron. Or I might have a different shirt. Yeah. And again, sometimes you might have seen me where I didn't have on the apron or whatever. Again, it's just me eating. I'm not gonna allow someone to eat that food. You know, it's just me. The other thing is people like to taste test when they're cooking. I'm trying to just give you a list of reasons why I have a fetish about eating other people's food. I know my face is all tuned up, but I'm just grossed out. I'm grossed out by it. I'm just gross. Damn it, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. The tasting. Yeah. Have you guys ever watched Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase? When Eddie comes over, you know, the whole entire family come over and they're all sitting around eating dinner. Did y'all ever watch Eddie? When Eddie got the casserole of sweet potatoes, he takes the spoon and he goes, ah. And then he's like he's trying to see if he likes it. And then he'd be like, oh, okay. He plops it back down and say, but then he sticks the spoon back in. Yo, that's nasty. And I think he did it in Vegas Vacation too, where they was at a buffet. Which this is gonna go from work popular over into buffets. When they was at a buffet and he did that crap at a buffet, he wanted to see if he liked it. He liked it, then he put some on a plate, and if not, he still stuck the spoon back in. I'm just saying, when I think about spreads, and I think that somebody was making something, I don't know, mashed potatoes or something, and they'd be like, oh, let me see if I got enough salt or butter in there. And then people will taste test with a spoon or a fork and dip it in there, and then they like, and then they go back to stirring. And then you're going to serve that to people? No. And if my dad is watching, you know, if anybody's like, you're rude, Cheyenne. But if my dad's watching, he going to be like, that's right. That's right. The famous line of my dad. Give him hell, baby. Give him hell. Yeah. Now, my dad is not encouraging like bad manners. No, he's not that. But let me tell you something. My dad is a clean dude. Yes, he is. He's a clean gentleman. My mom too. Okay. Little background history. He was in the military. Damn near probably since the day he was born. I'm just exaggerating. My dad was in the military for well over 35 years, okay? And he served this nation proud. One of the things about my dad is that he's a clean guy. I'm talking about clean. Clean fingernails, clean feet. My dad is clean. Yes, he is. And let me tell you something. He stayed on me about being clean. Oh, I was a nasty little kid when I was growing up because I was a tomboy. My dad stayed on me until I got the picture. And even then, when he married my mom, she came into the game and she was just like, oh, this girl is just a tomboy. She stayed on me. Cleanliness. I'm talking about these people were not playing. Like, okay, I had chores to do. And I mean, my dad wasn't wearing a white glove. He might as well have been. It was like a virtual white glove. You know, like an imaginary one. And what I'm saying is he will come behind me and be like, nope. Don't just do that one over again. I got to do everything all over again. He'd be like, no, that's not going to work. That's not going to, or my dad's words, it's not going to fly. That's not going to fly, Cheyenne. My mom was the same way. She was just like, yeah, no. You gotta be clean. You can't do this. You can't prepare food in this kind of environment or whatever. I'm telling you, them folks was no joke. And then, you know, I had my own experience, you know, in boot camp and stuff like that. And I was just like, yeah, you gotta be clean. Now that's just regular house rules. So y'all can imagine how my parents was on me when it came to food prepping. Oh, and let's not forget about my aunt. Oh, my aunt, you know, she was the same way when it came to me and my cousin in that kitchen. There are little things that we couldn't understand it. Perfect example. You know how you got a dish towel, right? So this is us growing up. You had the dish towel, you wash your hands, you know, or whatever. And then with this is before everybody got used to having a dishwasher. Okay. So we had to wash and dry. Like sometimes Michelle would just go ahead, you know, and wash it. And I had to dry or vice versa, whatever the case was. Don't let my aunt see one of us. We like come outside washing our hands downstairs in the kitchen sink when we need to be upstairs washing our hands in the bathroom sink, and then take that same dish towel and dry the dishes? Baby, no, it's not going to work. That was going to be a behind whipping right there because we knew better. At the time, we didn't understand. We were being lazy. We was like, I ain't trying to go all the way up them steps, you know, because we grew up in row homes where row homes it wasn't no ranch style homes. You got 2 levels. You had to run up the steps. We didn't want to run up the steps. We was like, look, the kitchen's right there. And because we weren't like, paper towel was expensive. I mean, I didn't grow up rich. You know, I didn't grow up poor. But we knew the rule. You use the hand towel. You don't use paper towel to be drying off your hands because we had to stretch it. So getting back to the dish towel thing, you did not dry your hands off. And I know if you're sitting there saying, but wait a minute, your hands are washed. Nah, come on, you got to think about it. We're talking during a time before hand sanitizer was like an ideal thing to have in your home. We're talking about the 70s, you know. In the 80s or whatever, you know? So everybody think about it. And you know, little kids are not thorough with washing their hands. So we wash our little hands and then we put our little grimy hands on the dish towel and then take that and dry dishes. And better yet, dry Tupperware. You know how much germs plastic holds? I know y'all think I'm crazy. I'm just saying. These are all the little things that I start thinking about when I see spreads. I'll just be like, I'm telling you, y'all have no idea what be going on in my head. It is a circus going on inside my head. Because my mind wanders. I'm telling you, I could think of I could look at one thing and think of the worst case scenario. I could think of the best case scenario. I could think of the craziest scenario. I'm telling you, I just be like, no, that's not a good idea. I'm not going to do that. And here you are bringing a big behind bowl of potato salad or macaroni and tuna salad or whatever. And you be like, bon appetit. And I'm thinking, you know, are you the person that's drying your hands? And sometimes people don't even wash their hands, but they grab that's the other thing. I'm sorry, but things keep popping up into my head. So how about this? People handle meat. You in the kitchen, you handling meat, right? And then, you know, the meat, you know, you season it or whatever. Okay, we talking about raw pork, beef, whatever. And then they grab the dish towel and they go like this. You know what I'm saying? And then and they'll take that same dish towel and then they wipe down their counter. And then you put something else up there, like some vegetables or something. And that's what you're going to serve the meat? And if you're sitting there thinking, Cheyenne, not everybody's going to do that. Okay, if I got 13 people that's going to be at this potluck, what's the chances that all 13 people got the same clean hygiene habits that I do in the kitchen? So, I mean, when my bosses try to give me the spiel, like, you know, Cheyenne, come on, you know, acting like that is not being a team player. You know what? I'm sorry, folks, but I'm not a person that's going to sit there and try to consume something to make you happy when all I could think about is looking at my boss like, look, you either want me here working 5 days a week, or do you want me out for a week with the stomach bug? So anyway, so people will watch you to see what you put on your plate. Yeah, they do. And they will come up to you, which they have, like me in the past, and say, hey, did you try some of my blank, blank, blank? And I'm not gonna, I tried that once when I was younger, and I'll be like, yeah, but then they be like, no, because I had like 8 and there's still 8 on the plate. So you don't want to say, you know, you don't want to lie. I just say, no, I didn't try it. And then they go, well, are you going to? No. Why? Then the why comes up. I'm not going to say, well, I'm allergic, because I might forget, you know, that. And then they see me consuming it months later. I'll just be like, no, you know, I'll say something like, I don't feel like eating that right now. You know, oh, take one home. No, I'm not going to want to eat it later. I'll say something like, I'm on a diet. I mean, people laugh when I say that. What's the other thing? I do not. Now, I know people. I do know people will say, it's against my religion. Now, I'm not going there. I do not want the good Lord to strike me down. I'm not going there. That's not, you know. And some people are legit, you know, but I ain't going to bring God into the fact that I just don't want to eat somebody's food because I don't know what kind of kitchen it's coming from. Nope. Yeah, yeah. So what I'm saying is it tears relationships down and then people, you might have people like the person that I told you who I saw cutting up the tomato in the bathroom years ago. She forgave me. Yeah. I mean, because I wasn't trying to hide it. I mean, I was younger then. I was more bold, you know. It was more like, so I did it, you know, so I said it, you know. But looking back on it now, you know, at the age that I'm at, I could have handled that better. But that woman was nice enough to forgive me. She explained to me that I did hurt her feelings, but then I also explained to her, like, yo, that was just nasty. What? Come on now. You talking about germs in the bathroom. You know what kind of germs are flying around in the bathroom? You know? So we came to an understanding. So the thing is that not everybody's going to be like that lady. Some people's feelings get hurt when people don't eat their food. You know, they're offended. I just feel like, look, it's better that I just tell the truth and just be like, hey, I'm sorry. I just say, I don't want that. And if you say why, I'm just going to be like, I just don't. And in that way, I'm not wrapped up in a lie. I don't have to answer to God for that. Like, why did I lie? I just don't want to get into it. I'm sorry. That's my whole spiel with, you know, work potlucks. I'm just like, ugh. You know, again, but most of these people, for the record, are first timers that I will be having a spread with. So again, I'll be watching. I always feel like somebody's watching me. That's me. Yup, folks. So there you have it. That's my world. I think I covered everything. I was going to go off into the restaurant, but which I guess I could, because it's the same thing of how I feel about buffets. You know, I used to be a big fan of buffets, but it's something nasty about, now I don't even want to do buffets. Now, granted, I haven't done a buffet since COVID, you know. Of course, like in Texas, I don't understand how we still got buffets open during the pandemic. I mean, maybe, you know, it might be better now because people are vaccinated. I haven't been in a restaurant since 2019. Y'all like, what? No, I'm talking about in a restaurant to sit down to eat. You know, I've had takeout, but I just haven't sat down to eat inside. Buffets was already starting to gross me out before COVID, because I would see things like little kids, you know, the parents, you know, they sitting down there eating or whatever. And then they tell the kids, I'm talking about little kids. I'm not talking about teenagers. I'm talking about little kids. Go ahead, honey. Go back up there and go get yourself some, you know, some more chicken fingers. Okay. Dink, 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 dink. And then they looking and they like, what that? What that? What that? What that? That's all I see. That, what that? Their fingers in it. You know where little kids' fingers have been? Do you? I'm just like, what? And their little hands, God bless their hearts. And I know y'all like, Shine, why you coming for the little kids? They're just little adults. I don't know why everybody like to spare their feelings. It's like, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm saying, I'm talking about parents when they release their children to the buffet unattended. And for the record, I've seen children next to their parents. And they still, and don't let a kid see Jell-O at the buffet. I don't know what's going on with that. They know that Jell-O wobbles. I don't know what the thing is. And I see them, look. And I'll be like, what? Or, you know, and I'm just thinking to myself, do you let your kids serve themselves at home? Do you? I'm talking about little kids. Like 2 years ago, they were singing, I'm a big kid now, because they just got finished getting out of pull-ups. Do you let a child serve themselves at home? I'm not talking about you let your child climb up in a little step ladder and get in a cookie jar. I mean, that's crazy too, but I'm just saying, because children, God bless their little hearts, they can't help themselves. They have a lot of germs. That's why, bless their little hearts, that's why they always got like a little cold or something. I mean, they're kids. You know, they're not at that level of understanding what hygiene and cleanliness is about. Yeah. So I'm just saying that's why that was one of the reasons. But then again, I've seen grown adults do it too. You know, I just the thought of people reaching over. Ugh. Yeah. I'm sorry. And if y'all saying like, dang, well, so much for that. I was going to a buffet for Sunday's dinner, but yeah, I done shot that down. So, yeah. Okay, I'm really done. I'm really finished. Anyway, so before I go, I want to mention 2 subscribers, okay? One is new, and the other one is she's been subscribed for about a month now. So, yep. So I want to give a shout out to 2 ladies. One is called Healthy G Mom. The other one is called Mama G Gear. Okay. Mama G Gear, she has podcasts along with other things that's going on, but I like her topics, and I just like the way she gets down. Yup, I love the way she gets down. I just like her topics. She's just straight to the point. They're not long like mine or whatever, long-winded, but I like her. I really do. And I mean, that's what you're talking about. Just, I mean, hey, what you see is what you get. I mean, there's no, yeah, yeah, there ain't no fluff. I just like her. I just love her. And then Healthy G Mama, Healthy Mama G. She's a new subscriber, and I just want to give her a special shout out because I'm going to put both ladies' links in the description box below, but you really got to check out Healthy Mama G. Both of these mamas, and they both got G going on, but I just want to say hats off to you because she will tell you her story, how she is surviving in this pandemic. You know, she says, I mean, she's basically got the 2 C's going on. This lady is a cancer survivor. She is still fighting cancer, and she's dealing with, you know, the pandemic, the, you know, COVID or whatever. And she will show you how she has an indoor garden. She is doing the best that she can. And she is not letting anything get her down. So when we all start, you know, feeling like, oh, isn't this thing ever going to go away or whatever, you got to think about people like, I didn't even think about it. I didn't think about that, you know, about people with pre-existing health conditions like hers or whatever. And I mean, if you check out her channel, hey, she is so positive. I mean, it made me put my head in shame for like when I want to get up and be like, you know, and start murmuring and complaining. I'm telling you, people, there are people out there who got so much more than most of us could ever handle. And they still running the good race, fighting the good fight. So hats off to you. You are a true inspiration. Yup. Yup. And I'm so glad that you subscribed to my channel so I could come into your world. And she got this little skit, y'all. She got a little song that she does in the beginning. And it kind of got stuck in my head. Yeah. So anyway, so again, thank you for watching today. And if you like what you saw on this channel, oh, wait a minute, before I say all of that. So since the last time that I saw you guys, there are so many new subscribers. And this now is getting to the point where I'm trying so hard to remember the names and I can't. So what I'm going to have to start doing is writing down the names, and then I need to read from the list. Yeah. Say thank you, thank you, thank you. So within the past couple of days, I got some new subscribers, and I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for taking a chance on me. I really appreciate it. I normally used to give out shots. Barbara. Hello. And here you are, Barbara, so you can put me on like, you know, I'm invading your house while you're eating dinner or crocheting. But yeah, and Lisa Knits and Linda Lou and Brian Miller and Dad and Mom, and yeah. Yay. Yes. Okay. Now, so if you liked what you saw here today, please hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. And by the way, there are people who said they don't see a bell. They said they don't see a bell next to the word subscribe on my channel. If you don't, y'all have to tell me in the comments, because then I need to reach out to YouTube and be like, how come I don't have a bell? I'll be sitting up here telling y'all hit the bell notification. Everybody's like, what are you talking about? This just subscribe. And I'll be like, what? Yeah, so YouTube, you know, come on now. I mean, what is that? What's that all about? You know, I need to flip a switch or something? Well, anyway, at least hit the subscribe button and leave me a comment below. Yeah. So until next time, I will see you guys later, God willing. Yup. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to each other. You don't have to be everybody's best friend, but be respectful. Yup. God bless. Bye.